Okay, fumble them. We don't come back. We don't come back on a good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you day. We saw it today with a start very late. We start very late because we get some challenges, then we will be get to overcome with the system before they come online. But at any rate, we don't come and they come discuss a very important topic today. From 1961, we don't talk about Sierra Leone. We don't talk about Sierra Leone. We don't talk about Sierra Leone. But how many of us understand what Sierra Leone is? The second question is, the other question is, recently we don't see we country don't become highly polarized. We don't see people them they preach tribalism, then they preach regionalism, then they preach party divide. Do we understand what Sierra Leone is? We understand what in Sierra Leone mean. Why are we dividing ourselves? Why are we thinking about dividing ourselves? This is not the question we can ask today. And Adena with my brother Imran, we can discuss about this question. And we ask a very important question. With this way we they think, with this attitude we'll get towards Sierra Leone, it will be fine for me we partition the country. If we get for partition them, which style of partitioning we for choose? But before we go into that, we of course are just to introduce the topic. Let allow Mr. Ture let self talk to.
Fambulem in a cabo, plenty kushete ina. We want for tell una again. Thank you. We una join we once again. This program, not for me and Mr. Jallo Jamboya, now for every Sierra Leonean, everybody business now we business, every business na Sierra Leone, and we all concerned. We concerns them, we get things them way we worry about. But if we they worry, we know they attempt for do things them or talk about these issues them so that we will able find solutions to them, then we know they do we serve justice. Now that's make we can here for can talk about issues. Some of the views them will they bring come out. We know they bring and come out because we want for cause trouble, but we want for we want for provoke una thoughts so that people then go able to know certain options that we available to win as Sierra Leone. Because for let person make a decision without information, now a very bad practice. If you want to make a decision, you get the right information around you, then you go able to make a decision what they call informed choice. That's not a choice where all the available all the information where you need available to you. And on them basis, then you make a mature, comprehensive, holistic, and smart decision. So today, we come for can talk, but the issue where my brother put out for now all for see and for what we all talk about. Will patronize in Salon,
Partitioning.
will partition in Sierra Leone be one suitable solution? That's what we say now, yeah? For shape the country. Now, is this one of the options them we might available? We know the talk saying that so we for do. We just they put certain options them because if we there as a family, we they undermine we say we not agree for build a nation. When I say nation, now when we all gather together, we all get one ideology, one philosophy, one mindset. We they work together for the common good of all. That means to say everything within the country with a shape them fairly. Nobody know they feel say he left out. Even the disabled, the less able, the weak, the strong, they are all provided for in a way where they all feel contented. And at that, which man called egalitarian society, society where equal. And this we program here, whatever we talk about now, yeah, it is based on that philosophy. Philosophy where we all go there as one people, where we all trust each other. We get a fair society where we all they run, nobody, not the afraid say the other person the only hand under water. So when we say partitioning, some man go get goosebumps. We not mean say they can't talk now for can shape the country. Not that we mean. Because with the yearly, when some people they talk, say for shape the country, for shape the country. But people that don't talk about that's not Nigeria. Me not born it. They get even a war over that Biafran war. They don't shape Nigeria. They not shape because now people they get for grief for let that happen. But these are discussions we have to have, conversations, because you get people where not even know what we get in our country. They not even know what's available to we. The options that were available. So let we put everything together and put them before everybody, possibly where people know all what we get, then they go make we respect each other even more. We go make we all gladly say this union where we get now a union we equal. So nobody not go feel say if they shape, he go get more, now we go better off. Or other person go feel say if we shape, now we go suffer. We not get nothing and we on side. Sierra Leone is a very blessed society. So when I just listen and watch things that what we talk about, and things that we don't research, we go bring them come to una. So, my dear brother, as usual, I go on for ask you the question where we get. Why you feel say me and you and the Salon people and for talk about this question, will partitioning Sierra Leone be one sustainable solution? Do you tell me why?
You see, there is a saying that man is mind and that the environment is a reflection of the mind of man. What do they call civilization? What do they call sovereignty? What do they call community? What do they call town, village? All they reflect the way they think. Okay? We get a place where they don't make, because not all we make them. Now the Europeans, they may make them countries they will get in Africa in 1884, 85. Then start the conference na Paris, then go na Berlin. Now then give we all them borders, then we will get so what they say, this is Sierra Leone, this is Guinea, this is Liberia, this is Mali, etc. According to one writer, Martin Meredith, we don't do it, not journalist, but he don't do so much research on Africa that he don't write over 20 books of this size. Look at, you see, this is about Africa, the fate of Africa. This book is over 400 pages. I don't read them back to back over 10 them. Inside this book, Meredith say, before the white man they shape Africa into the present political boundaries they will get, there were over 10,000 governance systems on the continent. And each of them governance systems here, they may get affinity to specific linguistic and other communities them and cultures. When they come, then do a lot of division amongst them people here. We receive in the example in Sierra Leone. On the northern side of Sierra Leone, some of the Susu then the inside Guinea, some the inside Sierra Leone. Most then the inside Sierra Leone. Now one village where they call Dakagbe at the border with Guinea, where the host the border pass through. One part some room the inside Guinea, some the inside Sado. You go down south to then Gondapi, then place then they meet similar situation. You go to the east, the Kisi, the greater part of the Kisi population, the inside Guinea. The second largest part, the inside Liberia. Then the other part, the inside Sierra Leone. But then people here recognize themselves as a culture and as a system where they work for them. Then they move around within that area. In Conakry, if you meet Kiside, they tell you say you get famble na salon. In Sierra Leone, you meet Kisi, they tell you say you get famble na Guinea or Liberia. Okay, we don't get all them divisions here where they mean do at that partitioning. We able to take them and accept them, say, these are our new governance states, these are our new political economies. We dance and say that give independence. But from all get independence, state today, we depend where we are, especially in Sierra Leone. So how do we go back and look at our original structure and try to come with a system where we go shape we countries them just say when they create new governance systems, when they create new sovereignties, when they create new sovereignties, they create new country. But you they create a situation where go work for everybody. That kissy man, you know, say where then I able to determine when I want build road, when I want build school, whose kind of water supply system I want, whose kind of electricity system I want. That's so man at the border go do the same. That Jalunka we get family inside Farana, province the Farana, inside Guinea, go do the same. Davai or Galines, Napuja go do the same. But they will still get allegiance to the Republic of Sierra Leone. One way where them been trying to make we do that partitioning after the war, the foreign people them, especially with Scandinavian participation, and we try to get we for develop a decentralization system where go work. But it's a say in the beginning, man is mind. We are as we think, and everything that happens to us comes from within us. If you are lucky, look inside you. If you're better, look inside you. Everything is within you. Nothing comes from without. What a person they make you a lucky in Aisha. How do they think? The biggest challenge we will get in Africa, and especially in Sierra Leone, is that we have dysfunctional political economies and sovereignties. The allegiance to those sovereignties is next to zero. And therefore, people not get that ethical and moral commitment for say, let us make this place for all of us. And it's one root reason why corruption is hard to control. Because people go there and say, this is my time, let me do what I have to do and get out. But if there was that ethical and moral commitment to say, this place called Sierra Leone is for all of us, let us make it for all of us, then the attitudes and the perceptions would have allowed us to behave and do better. So this is not the first thing about the partitioning. Let me make it clear, because why they take time for do all this explanation? I know we are people that only look things on the surface. Partition, oh, they clear, I can't divide here. Now that trouble never bring. We are people who don't face our fears. Let us begin to face our fears. Let us begin to look at things realistically. Let us begin to say, this is right, this is not right, and so therefore, let us take this next step. Rather than really look at the thematic analysis of everything, when I do most times, Lord, look at the content analysis. When you look at the content analysis, you look at the processes involved and everything. I not like for talk about Bookman, but things I'd already choose for begin to that. The thematic, you only look at the issue according to how the concept be. But the content analysis, you go deeper than the concept. You look at other root factors where they at play, or see how that they make what in happen. And when we look at the situation, there are so many factors, and most of them are socio-political, that it will be in our best interest for make we able to spring for develop, rather than we continue for use autocratic impunity. Now look at a democratic way, we'll go do partitioning and continue for live as Sierra Leone. This is the first part of the question you have asked.
Well, I'm glad the way you put them, the way you put them, but since we did talk for everybody, we did talk about egalitarianism, which is everybody equal. Some of the jargons that we use, like socio-political, how you go make people understand that one day? Because for let you empower a person, you get for game the concepts, make it understand the concepts, not only game, but let you understand the concept. When you understand the concept, it will help you for know why you did do this, why you not for do that, because you get the concept. Like for instance, some man they don't train and say, go put this in the water. They ask him, why they put on the water? Me don't know. They just say, put on the water. You don't know why. Some man and tell him for say, go boil that in the water for boil before you put them. You don't know why. Like some man don't they grab early morning, every morning, it is sweeping fireside, get at the ashes, he go put on a garden. But you ask her, why you do that? I don't know, I see me granny they do it.
Yes.
You know, that means to say
they not the potash they help the plant.
Exactly. They don't know the concept of waiting and they do. When you get a concept, every action where you take, you know the science behind it, the reason behind it, the how you call them, whatever consequences will go come, if any consequences go come, whether they're positive or negative, you know what you do basically, not to get you the guess.
Exactly.
So do ya. some of them jargon there. Since we want let people and get the concept of where we are going, I go want you for that you break them. You talk about socio-political, you talk about one other one back way, now waiting.
Thematic analysis and
Yes.
content analysis.
Yes.
Well, I will begin with the socio-political. For put them in a simple word, how your culture, your tradition, they assist you for think and design. Like we see how they draw this plan from yours. Your culture, your tradition, maybe your level of education, your level of exposure, they allow you for think and design how you want for make you not conduct yourself as a community. It don't mean it's supposed to be a country. Like I don't talk about the kisses. The kisses then because then they get interaction with Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, then way of thinking is different from that local man or limba man where they go meet Natonkolili. I hope you get the point where they make.
So what you need
The
to try
social, now how what thing they happen around you as a community, as a human being interacting with other people, they determine the way they do things. They think and do things. Then the political, of course, every human being is a political animal. I don't care whether you join party politics or you in a community or you in even a bifa with your family. That family now a political institution. The family is a political institution. Politics starts in the home. Okay? Because leadership itself starts there. Administration starts there. Management starts there. That's why long time ago, certain jobs and before then they give certain people, then they look at your experience as somebody who will run a home.
Mm-hmm.
Then can say if you don't marry, you forget family. Because whatever we do in the home is what we replicate in the community. It's the same we replicate in the bigger, wider society. I don't care whether you talk about country now or sub-region or continent. You cannot be something different from who you are in your home because your character is built around the way they think, your perception of life, etc., etc. Your educational discipline can influence that. That is if you're willing for making influence. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not willing, then education not they change nothing by you. That home training, that perception, that culture we don't get from the time we be small, line still they prevail in you. And that they play into with politics a lot. So the question is, can we look at the good side of them where we would think for make we say, okay, let we partition this country so that man where they levuma within people them, they able to do their business and live peacefully. That maore kagbantama within people them, or that maore kagbantama within people them, they able to live and do their business quietly without interference. Some people go say, oh, that's not possible. It's possible. Well, the resources are not there. They are. The resources of Sierra Leone are well distributed. Every district in our country has a mineral resource or an agricultural potential. It's a fact that most of us have not cared to find out. I make this kapu mentality de pawi. All man feels all the gentry they freedom, more gentry they upline past freedom. If we sabi how for go fema. Yes.
So you don't give me this explanation now, but the social combined with the political, how it will affect we thinking based on how we adapt, adopt, and perform. So we as a people, we all don't see what you talk now. Because you tell we, but how the partition we country and how that partition in there take place 1885 na Germany, where Europeans then sit down and decide for shape. When they shape, then divide we, and that division they we scatter. But they're the same people. That scatter the way they scatter we, don't make some Somande Guinea, some Somande Sierra Leone, some Somande Liberia. And even in Sierra Leone, we did, you get chimney there. Now these parts, now different type of chimney, different dialect. You get the other one, there, different dialect.
You get about 4 or 5 dialects. You get Koya, Konike, with Usuan, about 4 or 5 dialects of Timni in Sierra Leone. Just like I get dialects of Mende.
Yes, and
you get
as well.
Mende, you get Wanjama Mende, you get Nongoa. Then they.
Yeah.
Limba back, you get Sela Limba, you get this Limba. So back, not the same.
Yeah. So
these are facts of our geographical location. We not make them different from each other.
And so Mango, they wonder why, even though they're not alone, some people they build a house with certain clay. Because for that clay they now available, now the ecology. Now so they know they build a house from generation because that is available. But now Cambia, they not get that kind of clay day. Now more of loamy soil and get there. And some way gets a lot more sand. So you find out for say, now that yellow mud then go use there. They're not go use that gray clay.
That brown block.
Exactly. So you find out for say, so even if we build us, even when they build us in Sierra Leone, they block them color them different, not so because now so we want them, now based on the material level they get locally. So what you try for say to we, if we get a kind of governance system where they help people in that adaptation, they for facilitate them for able to adapt well within that environment they for that we all go able for live amicably enough in a content way, but at the same time within the same country. Because I see that Naya.
Within the same country, if I can come in, sir.
Yeah.
You don't talk about the building materials where they use because of the geology or something. Okay? But one fact that is clear, you go Cambia, how then they build their house, then they build them big, then put 5 rooms inside, they make veranda room. Now say you go meet na Putloko, you meet na Bombali, you meet na Koenadugu, you meet na Kailam, you meet all over. These are signposts telling us that there is a commonality. But because of environment and other differences, maybe language differences, because one thing what they always say, I don't believe say we get tribes in Sierra Leone. I believe say we get different languages. If you are speaking Mende, you're not a tribe. They speak a language where in roots come up from the same language where the Timni man they talk. I make them languages, then they get lots of words similar. Secondly, look at we culture in Sierra Leone. Now the same culture you see throughout. But because of location and other social factors, they get them frictions here. Whether they go talk about Kamakwe, this, whether they go talk about Levuma, that. These are all signposts that there are differences in that similarity. And we should look at both the differences and the similarities and see how we can design a system that will allow everybody to feel he is part of that bigger picture we call Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
This is the matter we have to examine and see how we can make partitioning within, not to forgo divide the country into two political wings, all man getting army, all man getting this. Yes, that can be a worst case scenario. That can be a worst case scenario. And if that's going to be the worst case scenario, I will assure you, say, whatever number of partitionings we get in Sierra Leone, they're all able to run themselves economically because the resources are there. There has been a misconception about the distribution of resources in Sierra Leone. And I think we need to begin to make that clear, that there are no special places where you have special resources. Diamonds, who they talk about, it ain't at the far south, it ain't at the far north. As a matter of fact, the diamond belt, it runs right into Guinea, Farana area. They get one place there where they call Banakoro, where they mine diamond. Now the diamondiferous belt from Sierra Leone, we run north-south, because always geological rocks them, they run north-south. So, for say, oh, now all the resources of the country there, because this is the argument about people put. That's a very misinformed argument. If there is bauxite in Mokanji, there is bauxite in Cambia. There is bauxite even close to the border with Guinea. I know of a Guinean, an Indian company where they mine bauxite next to the border in Kukuna area. An Indian company, it's in Guinea, but from the border in Kukuna area into Cambia, you go walk by foot to side the company they mine. With bauxite there, then it's inside Cambia. It's inside Kamakwe. If people begin getting things there clear,
it is
because now this they provide we the foundation for necessary greed. Now that part get all the resources, now no more diamond. They all told you that. There are more diamonds in Tonkolili and Bombali than you can find in Kono. I will say that and I can prove it.
Okay. Where you talk just now, you say something where ring a bell. And the bell where it ring, not one of alarm, but now one of signpost. You talk say the men need them, just like the team need them, come from the same source.
Yes.
And we language clearly demonstrates that. Now that's I wonder let you put small light. So I go say this, because with me on understanding, then language is there, even though linguistically they are different, but they are very connected. Like for instance, now Sierra Leone Creole man, they use the word Sarah. The word Sarah come from a Madingo word called Saraka. And that Saraka day, now into the man get Satka.
Yes, Mende man say. What did Mende man say?
Adikap. Then, inside that same word there, one of Creole man then gist what they can use, what they want for boss. They can say, I will read you Samba letter. The word Samba, na Madinga.
Madinga, yes.
How come Samba can inside Creole? Samba letter. What they call Samba? Samba na what they send for somebody.
I send for you a gift.
Na gift. So, you get word like, when they say, then they use all the languages them. When they talk about Mpo Nimisa, many man use them in Nimisa. Ide yanda. Madingo mama they use Nimisa.
Sababu. Is used across Sierra Leone in every language.
Sabu.
Okay?
Yes.
The words are there. If we do the research, we will find out, say, between 60 and 70% of the words they use by all the major languages in Sierra Leone they all come up from that Fulani Malinke route. I don't know how to go into the history today, not to history our Lord talk now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I begin talk down there, we go there till tomorrow morning. The only thing I go say is the people of Sierra Leone have three origins. First origin is from Futator, Senegambia. All the surnames where they go there, Fufana, Sise, Jakite, Njawara, Njai, Kanute, Kanu, Mansare, are from that part. Fufana, from that part. The Timinis had their origins from Futator in Senegambia. That's why the Timni, they talk when the chief dies, say, Opokalana do Futa. Little Futa Jalong. Futa Jalong came into existence in the 18th century when the Fulanese moved south, then forced the Jalonka and the Limbas for Islamites. When some refused, they moved towards the coast. The balance they will left, they mix with the Fulani them na that plateau day, 90 days, and they call Futa Jalong. Futa is a Fulani word for a place. Jalong, now the Jalongka gets there, Jalong. That's why the people are called Jalongka. And who are the Jalongka? The Jalongka are people who were left there by the general of Sunjata Keita, Tirakamen Traore, who is the great-great-grandfather of Ahmed Sékou Touré, the first president of Guinea. He was also the grandfather of Samori Touré. And Samori Touré came to Sierra Leone and was doing business in Sierra Leone. Tirakamen came with the people who habit the foresty region of Guinea and the eastern part of Sierra Leone today. The people that we call Konyaka. The Konyaka, the Connors, and then people that they. Tirakamen Traore come with them. They left them there. The Connors then say them sailor with Makono. That's what they are using. And you have Connors in Sierra Leone and Guinea. You have Konyakas in Sierra Leone and Guinea. Now left down there. Now we concentrate on this topic.
This they give a foundation and it give the interest. Because when you they talk, say, partitioning, people are not know for say you cannot partition people when I hold.
Yes.
So the premise where you they try for put now, let them not say now whole. Because even they name them. We be they talk the other day, now in something come out na the bag. Even the Koroma them. You got Koroma na Sierra Leone. When you're going to Liberia, they are Chroma. When you're going to Ghana,
Guinea.
they are
They are in Guinea.
Yes.
They are in Guinea.
So the
And
name
there are
evolved and
Kamaras in
adapt.
Ghana. Do you know there are Kamaras in northern Ghana, Gonja?
When
Gonja province.
I make it very important when they do this for lady premise, that people understand, say, we are not separate people. We are a whole.
By whole.
But where you they forget, say, there is a principle, say you they adopt and adapt. So when you adopt, you na Koroma, you don't necessarily, you na Koroma. But the Koroma, when you go Liberia, then they adapt the Koroma they according to
Kroma.
they call themselves Kroma. Yes.
Then in Guinea, they say Kuruma.
Ghana.
Conte is Conte in Guinea. It's in same in Sierra Leone. Bangura is Bangura in Guinea, same in Sierra Leone. Jakite is Jakite in Guinea, same in Sierra Leone. Sise is Sise in Guinea, same in Sierra Leone, in Senegal, in Guinea-Bissau. When we find out these things, we begin to look at how we can tailor our governance systems for make people live with convenience. This is the partitioning I'm talking about. It's different from the partitioning done in Berlin. The partitioning in Berlin did not take into consideration this social groups, these parameters. They only decided to draw lines of latitudes and longitudes, river boundaries, etc. Then divide Africa today, we get a whole mass of problem. With the head of state where they tell you, we say, you meet the country. If you meet and divide, love pen way for make it settle.
But this is the thing, this is the confusion, because even the question, they talk about physical division. Then they talk about social division when you don't cleverly don't tear apart. Because where Africa man, especially Sierra Leone and Yoruba partitioning, now physical division, then they think about straight away. Oh, they want to divide, they want to put a wall. And waiting the woman ask him a question, he say, how you go do for unite the country? And not to me divide them. You did talk about physicality, that is physical division, but the question was social division. How you
do we create a mentality of unity?
Yes.
If we cannot create a mentality of unity, how do we use the divided mentality to create positive results?
When you don't know about somebody, then it's easy for you make stereotypes and stigmas. And the stereotype and stigma, they further the help and the polarization. What's in a polarization? The family. Polarization now where when they divide and the division, they go further apart. And we clearly see that now we country. Now when we talk to each other, you read them one and they, this one here, the one they yonder. When you begin to hear people and they talk like that, when a society polarize, because when not see ourselves again as one person.
Red versus green.
Red versus green. Then one day yonder. That means to say the wedge. What's in the wedge? And the division, the space where they between one and another the wedge. That means say the wedge, that space it gets wider and wider and wider. Waiting with the talk
they become more dangerous as time they go.
Yes. Waiting with the talk
what's danger, they cancer, just hold your thoughts. The danger of this polarized mentality, it don't even begin to affect the very political parties that more get in Sierra Leone. FPC has 20, 30 camps. SLPP get quiet camps them because they everything are kukujumuku, but they are divided. NGC today, they say that they go vote for Lefala, sweat for them police camp. This is what man does with his mind. Man is mind. And our environment reflects the way we think. We are so divided now that everything na cause effects.
Well, what's really interesting, I'm glad the way you bring this media, brother. At the area inside the APC camp, people in the talk say, they want to make Fulaman not rule na Guinea. But the adaptation to what we adopt na Sierra Leone is different to that of Guinea. Waiting people and they fail for realize, I even said, and they come, brother, and they come. Waiting people and they fail for realize, they faint legs. The Fulaman went in Sierra Leone, he don't package himself. Where they make the
minus that.
And they come, brother. They don't intermarry their sister, they don't give them better belly. You they find out for saying now Sierra Leone, you they see Ture, Nafula, you they see a Camara, a get full of blood. Now you get a brand of full of them. The Jallo, they don't turn to Wuri now, they don't turn to Bundu, they don't turn to Timbo. These are all fullers. You go to the south, the Kaikai. You go the how you call yourself, the Jar. They are Jallos. They have 3 full-in houses. Fulaman get 3 full-in houses.
Nabo, Bunduka, they are all Fulanis.
They are Bunduka, they are all Fulani. Mendela and get 3 ruling houses them. When a Fula. And if you they talk for say, Fulaman not go rule, they're not already the rule.
They're not saying
nothing is going to stop. Nothing is going to stop them. I am today my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather is Mamadou Duri Jallo. That is Mamadou Honi Jallo. Then he born a daughter. We born me mama. Now Fatimata Jallo.
You know, but they forget say laugh when you count this full amount of whole issue.
Yeah, it's so crazy. They cannot stop the fuller. You cannot stop them.
You make her laugh.
Yeah.
It shows abject ignorance of who we are. Do you know the first Black Governor General of Sierra Leone was a Fulani?
Tell them.
Sir Sulaiman Banja Tijansi. Fulani. In great grandpa Malik C. Now, I be the first man we start a kingdom, na Futato, what they call Kingdom of Bundu. Now, they all the Bundu, the Wuris, and what thing come out. Where they talk about Bunduka. Anybody who get a Bundu name na Sierra Leone, he get origin from that place. The Silas have origins from there and Kumbisale. You see, with ignorance, not they allow we for make we live together. And people not get time for learn. All for hustle. How they go find better? They get better if you not get knowledge. This knowledge.
This is the thing.
When God wanted to make the earth, he said, let there be. And it happened. You know, take money. Solomon, Sulaiman, he had knowledge, primary knowledge of everything. He understood nature. He could control nature. So he became the richest man. Mansa Musa did not have knowledge. He had gold and was the wealthiest man. He messed up all that money. So let's begin respect knowledge. The problem with the Sierra Leonean, we know they learn things, we know they find out. We just go to opinions.
The other day, doing me research, I find out for say Chief Dura, a ruling house, na Fula.
Fulani there.
Chief Dura na Fula, man.
Mister, all the ruling houses in Sierra Leone, if they are not Madingos, they are Fulani.
You know,
take it from me.
So, you know, at the Yeri inside the APC, this APC, party where na working class party, na workman them, na from unionist background, he come out, where he embrace everybody, a basis of APC, na social justice.
Social democracy.
So, in that situation there, you know, you find out for say, you know, people in the common how they talk for say, hey, it's not possible, you know this. You know, they are already ruling. You get paramount children
they are ruled for over 2 centuries.
they're not already rule. You know, now that first time Fulaman,
I tell you another secret where the Saloma no. Any Mendema will get first name Abdullah Ibrahim and Afula, yeah? Watch it, place now, like this.
And you know, it's so crazy. I mean, they talked to somebody the other day where one man make a comment say, Julius Gulama na name Madabio. Yes, na name Madabio, but Julius Gulama, when he was born, he was Julius Cole. He get Creole blood, not Creole. And quite a lot of people, you know, then they say things them for convenience, and also that they hide things them just because they want to play the usual rikishi where they confuse the country. Because
and we're not agree. This channel not agree. We're not talk politics now. We would teach the people what in the need for know. Let them left for the blindfold them. The intellectuals of Sierra Leone for beginning up to serious ethical, moral responsibilities.
So all of a sudden, when we say this partitioning, blah, 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 almost everybody where Yeri but the program, now the physical partitioning.
I hope they go listen to what they talk now, let them understand better.
But if we respect with diversity, with diversity
of strength for
with diversity, it brings differences. Differences is a strength. It's not a weakness. If you look at society, them where don't succeed, then do devolution. Where
society
every locality,
America.
Yes, get every locality don't devolve. Scotland, then at the UK, they get in parliament, but they get parliaments in England, they get parliaments in Wales, but Then they make laws them. And the laws them, then they adapt them in such a way it fits the mentality as you talk about the socio-political. Do you realize now England, what we do so? What you done at England? You they pay college fees. And they give you loan. Do you know that Scotland, education are free? Because they are social-minded and they not believe, say, you for pay.
Scottish,
So
they work very close with the Nordic model because now they fumble there.
Yes. You see, I find it so interesting where they break the thing. It just, you see the jigsaw puzzles, they come together. Because England gets capitalist mentality. Scotland, it gets them, but it's of a social,
Nordic mentality.
Precisely. So then not they pay college fee. They not they pay college fee. Who they pay college fee now? Wales and they pay college fee. So they have adapted the system for let it work by the differences. Then give them waiting and believe in. The government facilitates for me to get them. Like what we can read people like they talking as all the time. Oh, people they don't come back in a free talk. They don't come back in a free talk. That for Brooklyn and send and go back up like that's not how you rule a country. You they create incentives. Create incentives. Now England are they so certain areas they know they get teachers. But if you agree for go teach there, then they give you resettlement allowance. That means to say
all your peace. We have that law in Sierra Leone. Then they call a remote area allowance. We have it. Nobody has changed it. Is it being used? No. Are we even training teachers to retain them in the classroom? No.
No. Well, these are the things. These are the things.
And you get possible to the topic then as alone, they're so crazy.
You get person and we go school, they come out, then they don't go back and free talk. That for broke and they send and go upline. You don't do that through violence.
You talk so now you get free tongue.
Exactly.
The person they talk so now you get free tongue.
Exactly. Make
do you know the original owners of that place?
Where you go talk, say anybody will go upline, we go give you money where you not get for payback, when they call grants, for that you be lost. You go see how people in the pack for go.
We go give the other side of it. Rather than you give people money, which they may go and spend and come back to look for more, build up the rural sector, build up the rural environment, provide them with amenities and facilities. I am talking to the world from a place that is 50 miles from the city, 50 minutes, from the city of Bergen. It's over 90 kilometers. But the facilities are there. I have electricity. I've never had blackout. I have clean drinking water. I have 5G internet on my phone. I am using fiber optic, fast speed. We can do it in Sierra Leone if we are ready.
You know what is painful? These models are all there. Where we can talk and say we intellectual class are lazy, they are not innovative. Well, this is not even innovation. The roadmap already there, we for look somewhere, we copy, we bring and we adapt. Because all these things when they affect we, it don't happen elsewhere. You remember in the 30s in America, the gold rush? All man move go to California outside the gold be there. But the governments get for make social programs for encourage people them for come other areas there where they need them. Even in Sierra Leone, we get the diamond rush. In the 30s in Sierra Leone too. People them rush go Kono, not so common. Because in those days, because of the diamond Kono, if you not get paper, even inside your own country, not they allow you na Kono. You can forget pass for go Kono. So all man be the boy, be the boom. So all man na Kono you want for go. Everybody who want to get money, na Kono then they go. So we have seen all these things. It then we record. create a policy based on denting the way you don't see, make it go be adaptable to our culture. So
let me come back to this topic because I want to show some basic diagrams and maps. This is Sierra Leone as it is today as a geopolitical entity with all the districts they will get. Each of them districts here then fall within a geological zone will make them possible to make each of them get a mineral resource. And also each of them gets an agricultural potential where then we're able to build and get a sustainable economy in the district. This is the geological map, even though this map is not that adequate, but look at this. You see how the rocks then they run north-south now with geology? This area, this coastal area, this come right south now. Now the inland, now the coastal swamp zone, I mean. This distance extends close to 50 and in some places 60 kilometers inland. Now then you get the lower basin of all the rivers then where they flow from up the Sula Mountains and the higher parts. This area, it gets a self-replenishing natural quality if we take care of our environment. We don't need fertilizers.
yeah,
This area, we can easily do agronomical designs. We're able to produce 2 yields of rice every year. This area can produce, I mean, more than 1 million tons of rice every year, but we still not get food. Though they talk about agriculture as a flagship. No, but they'll left this flagship. Now, once the flag boat, they'll go with them. Let us begin to think properly in Sierra Leone. This issue I've been talk about with commonalities. You see them? It's a Google map. That's what's geolocated by satellite. You see, Koya, the word Koya, when I know the connecting thing. You see, Koya in Guinea, Koya in Guinea, Koya in Sierra Leone, close to Gambia, then Koya in Liberia. You think this is an accident? No, it's not. What you been talk just now about the root of we linguistic groups them. This tells you that in a simple manner. Then I get another research site where they use, where they show you the linguistic composition you can find in this Upper Guinea coast. Some of them, if not all of them. All these reds where they see, now people where they talk languages were very closely similar. And look at Sierra Leone, what do you see? You see a distribution of it all over the country. Who in the talk just not say Mende, Loco, Timni, then get a lot of similarities. If we cannot live within that geographical region where the Whitman don't design for we, how do we partition it so that what they say Pierre Sekel, which the other one we accept them, then we're able to live and do things peacefully. That's what they say Boabishe. With the way accept them, they're able to live and do things peacefully. But we're not a divide cell. We'll get national policies. We'll get national laws. You don't give the example of Scotland. I am giving the example of Norway. The Kingdom of Norway has 2 parliaments. You get the national parliament now, Oslo. Then you get the parliament for a minority group of people now the north, where then turn like then Kisses. Then they inside Norway, then they Sweden, then they Russia, then they Finland. then the Iceland, then they call them the Sami. Then that's their parliament. Then that's their own schooling system on a Sami, then they teach. They allow them for maintain their culture. As a matter of fact, this is a country where they allow you to maintain your culture. When we came here, they told us we should teach our children about our culture. The bobo we born here, if they talk Creole, if he been there around, go make like talk now, let people then see him. Why do we have to do partitioning? One of the reasons for partitioning, for make people then live together within the cultural or identity context, where there is no identity, there is a difficulty for progress to take place. Look at Sierra Leone. Part of the problem now lack of identity.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Big time.
We not even know who that will be. Everybody they wear coat and tie. Migbe sit on so na coat wear.
You know,
feel very comfortable for where that Fulaman Lepi I can't sit on there. But I go do I want this food.
when you talk about queer, you point the dots them, you connect the dots them. That is the Koya kingdom, where there be one kingdom before. But even what is sweeter, now the way how Bombali go Kenema and Kalang. Bombali, we get a Nongawao chiefdom. We get Nongawa chiefdom, Mende line. You get Pendembu, na Nongawao. Then you get Pendembu, na Kailang. Na accident, man, the broken down for we broken.
I don't go too much into
The man,
history.
it's very important. Not to we get for one time.
Now we talk about the partitioning because
Well, this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. We get for lady premise.
You see, the
Let
point
people
is,
know because that's in there. People don't know. They don't know anything. I did not know anything about Sierra Leone until where I can get this hunger for know about myself. And the more way I know about myself, it make I feel more secure and more confident in who I am.
And you just take West Africa. I'll give you a simple example nearest to home. Take West Africa. Take 4 countries in West Africa. Ask yourself, why are these countries making progress at a seemingly rapid rate? Take Senegal. Take Guinea-Conakry. Take Ghana. Take Nigeria. What do you think is the reason for their rapid progress? It's because these people, even though they were faced with colonialism, their identities.
Mm-hmm.
We lost our identities to a fake life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True. I see every day.
You not sabi talk better English, you not sabi book. What taste in a language in education? In a language in education, then Norwegian, they not sabi book.
Chinese not sabi book.
Norwegian,
Yeah.
and they use for teach Pythagoras.
Chinese not sabi book. Korean not sabi book. Japanese not sabi book because they don't speak English.
We lost our identity. We don't even know who we are.
My brother, I see Saloma wear rappel, he wear Igbo bead. He said that's make Africa. Sierra Leonean not they wear bead. Man, male Sierra Leonean not they wear bead. It's not our culture. It's not who we are.
Even
but
chain for wear chain is not normal. Although they do but it's not normal for make Saloma wear chain, not a part of the culture.
Part of the culture.
Guinea man, you hardly see him wear chain. Not a part of the culture. There are lots of things we need for sit down and revisit. But for make we able to revisit all them things here, especially the issues we connected with culture, like when they talk about Bendembu Nongowa, they get Nongowa in Kenema. What is the connection? Who are the connectors? The connectors are there. When the Manis came in the 18th century, the last batch that came through the Southeast, they met people there speaking Bandi, Vai, and Galines. Some of these Bandis had moved to the north. They never returned. These are the people you call today in the north the locals. Bandi. Samuel Matthew Wilson Kama is a Bandi. His cousins are in Kailao and Kenema. But these people hate him because some stupid, assuming educated, has imprinted in their minds that they are different. And when you go to Kenema, you meet a chiefdom called Koya Chiefdom. The chiefdom headquarters is Bauma, Koya Chiefdom. You come to Potloko district, you meet Koya Chiefdom. The chiefdom headquarters is Sungu, but for some reason, it has been relocated to Mashaka. You go to Cambia, there is a village called Koya. In Sierra Leone, every district has a village or a place called Sumbuya. Sumbuya, it's in Sierra Leone. Every district gets a place called Sumbuya. How many Sierra Leoneans know that? I make a begin.
They don't.
And at the beginning,
where I can tell them, like, if you say me a Chris, man, a Chris, they think you are mad.
If you could recollect, at the beginning of this program, I said, we have a place called Sierra Leone, but do we understand or do we know what Sierra Leone is? If we don't know, if Sierra Leone to us is only Kailao district, how can we make Kailao very efficient? If Sierra Leone to us is only Koinadugu, how can we make Koinadugu efficient?
But my brother,
what do we do to create that efficiency whilst we maintain the national bond because of this Koya connection? Bombali, do you know the origin of the name Bombali?
Alimban?
Huh? It's from Senegambia. Saidu Mane is from Bambali. It's the British that call it Bombali, but the people themselves in the district say Bambali. Ikoro Bambali. Saidu Mane is from Bambali. The Manes, the Sanes, the Jakites, they are from Bambali.
You know,
and the Filaden, when they left them, people left Senegambia. Now Bambali, they make acid on force. When they left Kumbisale. Go find out what I'm telling you.
Well, it's because Sierra Leone now amalgamated kingdom. Now Whitman can come, bring we can together, call we Sierra Leone.
Now we bring we self together.
Before Whitman come, we had kingdoms. Now after the 1885, when they come between 1886, 87, now him they can come make we kingdom them to chiefdom. But again,
some of them kingdoms, they resist them actually. Some survived it.
The thing went bad. Look like this place what they call Bumbuna. How you go make a waterfall? You the benefits from the people them, but they not get electricity. How you go explain that?
Well, I don't know.
God's how you go explain that?
How you go pull diamond
Kono not reflects the diamond where you they pull the. How
I'll give you an explanation.
How?
I'll give you an explanation. And part of that explanation, now we need for empower people them, let them take control of their resources through some level of partitioning. I don't care whether I call it decentralization or whatever. The fact is, Our history points to one thing. Trade, slavery brought in the use of impunity. Impunity may make certain people they bully other peoples. The horse became a very important factor in that bullying game. They begin trade people then for horse with sword. Some of the traders, they open the can south for can trade, then they count the horse. When people then see somebody sit on per horse, then they scared, then they, because they never see them before. If you are like with devil, they can't understand. And they started trading in it. They trade in it in the western part of the coast, because people they will be in the camp for going to the Americas, then they buy horses. Then we begin keep horses them na lunge. Na lunge it is so. Now the place for breed horses, they would have been import from Senegambia, other parts. That's why you have the place Masoila. Okay? It was a breeding ground for horses. You see, we history is very rich. And we history, if we do all the necessary research and do them efficiently, we will find the answers to most of the problems. Because our problems are not political, they are social. They are sociological problems. And for me to begin get the solutions to we problems, we get to look at the sociological mix and see how we can make people then live together within areas where they will feel comfortable for live with trust and honesty. Because where those two things are absent, nothing will work. Nothing. No magic, no juju.
It just not make sense. Now that make the people and they undermine the system, because the system now first undermine them. Because you don't pull root time. All man say they pull root time na Moyamba. But Moyamba don't get nothing for show for it. You know, they just take the thing there, and the country itself not even get nothing for it. You know?
Oh, yeah, then they mind I don't know about put local benefits.
But Losarna, one of the most backward places in the north. I know they say this because
we still get this aristocratic or autocratic impunity in we. Now forget rid of us. What deserves Imran, let it be for Imran. People begin to tell you, men are Muslim, men are Christian. Go and read those books, then they tell you, say, not take what's in now that my own, you know, get back part of one.
What you are able to understand, now where are the people that they talk about taxation? Company they can't mine our country and they pay 10% tax. Who signed that the world way you they go work in a country and 10% tax you they pay? Even indigenous people now this country they pay 10% tax. How possible they can now you country then they pull iron ore? Then they pull
and they pay 10%. Are you sure? Is it not lower than that?
I just think you know, I just try for be reasonable here. I don't know how much they pay, but there is no way that they pay anything where what we allowing them mining and therefore take place. So how we go develop we country where even company where they can mine our country, not they pay fair tax?
Because we know let them pay fair tax. Stop blaming the companies. Now then they come. Now we
negotiate. Well, why would they put fools them? We're not able to protect the interests of we country. Because I'm able to understand this. Because I can read some tax where they can say then they pay percentage of country they get. It's just laughable. Then I be there read somebody where some people be they talk about waiting them for do. They for just left the company, let the company just help. Again, they get the the column. You know, they forget the company for let just help where we want for help we after we don't mind. You know, now I say I say, for God's sake, for God's sake, are you real?
Do you know why Norway has used its oil resources and become the richest country on earth in terms of sovereign fund? Do you know why? In
Tell us.
1958, it was discovered that there is a potential for offshore oil. But they were faced with two challenges. One, they're not going to get a definite, defined agreement on the coastal control, what they call the continental shelf law. Secondly, they're not going to get the human resource for work the oil fields. And they're not going to want for give a contract to a foreign company where they can mine the oil and pay them pittance. And they say, let us drop this oil business. Let we concentrate first on developing ourselves. 1958, they declared the human resource as an economic good. Then say from today, we develop this economic good. Then pass a law, then go out to the provinces, then sensitize the people then tell them, say, they can't do this, but we need money for run this thing. We want to begin pay more tax. The people then say, we go pay. Until now say, we want to spend for education, for equip schools and everything, and say, we go pay. They agreed, and up till now, they pay. They pay up till now. And what is the effect? The junior secondary school in Norway, in carpentry workshop, it equips the best carpentry industry in Fenna Salon. What the people put for that, for education, then they spend them on education. Me, Bobo, they get problem with him brakes. He say, no, they can't go na garage. You ask me how then they make her. He and his schoolmates there. Then get the garage. I don't go mount the car and they make the brake.
Yeah.
This is what we have to do or we need to do.
It's learning through play.
We picking them.
It is learning through play. He call it party them, then they play in the process, they play through them and they then learn. And what is it all
But they
so?
teach them at school.
Yeah, the perfect time.
In this country, when Peking left school, senior, secondary, he don't get so much skills that he can work in any factory, depending on the area we specialize. If now housing and construction, he work in any housing industry in the world. If now auto mechanics, he work any side in the world. If now welding, he work any side in the world.
How then call this incorporate something?
Then do this thing because they wanted to have the resource capacity for mine the oil. When they don't get the basic capacity, now they say, well, now we can mine. Then bring an Iranian who will be married a Norwegian woman. She can design for we policy. Now an Iranian now design the oil policy for Norway. Again, in Western Norwegian. The man could not live in Iran because he fell out with Saddam Hussein. Okay? He designed the oil policy. He tell them how they go benefit from the oil. Then decide, say, then they follow him. They invite companies then for camp. Then they mine. The country begin get profit from the oil in 1969 when they begin mine. They started in 69. By 1990, then look back and say, this oil money, if we left a normal let it flow now the society, they tell the oil go down, a few people go get them, the country go poor. Then say law form a sovereign fund. Then pass them as a law. By 92, then begin put money there. Today, the country get close to $1.5 trillion. Last year, they lost 350 billion. No price not go up for that. Oh, they lost $1 million. The next day, then they put price per fair. Then begin to talk about global condition. We are not just thinking down in that place, we are not thinking, honestly. If we think, say, nada You sabi that you then call in Jalo. How then they behave? And that in Jalo, we would think. We for follow the line towards the sugar.
Yep. How they call it CSF? Collect something, collective responsibility. How they call it? Corporate.
We cannot corporate responsibility.
Yes. Now, in one of we brother, he said, if you take power, in that you go put in the people and reduce the tax, they make corporate responsibility. You don't grace. Now, corporate responsibility, they go take for collect tax now your country. I don't have for calling him now because we know they're in the business for begin this kind of thing. But I mean, audio them, I will. You say corporate waiting responsibility. Like a corporate something responsibility. He say then go pay small tax, then they go make corporate waiting. Now yeah, corporate responsibility, they don't do nothing better. Now that's you they take for make your country. So the company go come mine at your country, you go decide say, all right, say why I go build pit latrine for them. He go decide what thing he go do for you. Now on that basis, they go develop your country. Hey brother, we don't try, we don't pass, we waiting.
Yeah.
We will just try for waiting now, and we because this we will continue to the next level with them. As within a year, we just don't lay the premise. And for go deep now into Ramadan and the next, which we will do. You know, because now we don't show to people and say when you talk, not to physicality you talk about social and political divide, how we go walk within them with differences there for the common good of all. Because then it's so funny, even Bondo, now the north, now oil and the rope and the shema them, they call it shema. Now the south, now that white clay, now the rope band them. Even you know, they only put the bill there, but then they use what's available to them at the area. We don't get that white clay. We don't get that white clay. We own clay where we get now that mangrove clay. Now for grow, waiting and it not smell fine. While now the south, they get an inland valley swamp, they way acidic. So they get a white, that gray clay. Now they use. Then they use them for painting their house there. Then they use them for make place for pray. But we not get them. It's not available to we not know. So we even with ecology, they make we get cultures that way different. So it was a very good one. We don't break up for people and let people know how we get their differences there. But our differences
I wonder we continue with this same topic in the next segment. This partitioning with social diversity and waiting for make we live in unity, even with diversity. It's very important at this time let people begin to look in that direction. Because we country who's at the head, may God save us. Small is beautiful, says this German economist, Schumacher. Okay? Small is beautiful. If we able to get smaller units of we country for work efficiently,
specialized.
Let me forget about mining. If I am president in Sierra Leone, which I will never be, I don't want to. If I be president na 24 hours, now they kill me because I know they take nonsense.
I go volunteer for him.
So man, I go put in a cotton tree and give them good dirty beats. You understand? If we really mean for make Sierra Leone, it is in our best interest at this material moment for minimize on mining, we improve on agriculture and agro-industrialization. And to do that is not political. Provide means let the private sector coincide. provide policy frameworks, let the private sector coincide. Let we go now the rural areas, we provide the infrastructure we needed for agriculture. Agriculture is not about tractors. It's about the proper policy to get the people to use the land effectively. Agriculture, not about tractors. In Norway, nobody know they buy tractor, nobody. But the farmers, they able to buy tractor because the policies they
what why they look for now corporate social responsibility.
Naim.
Can you imagine?
Then jargon, and they may not care about them. I care about what you would do. Let we make we country a better place. We get for left or toe the line of foreign ideas. Let us go back to our place and look. Agriculture, how do we develop it? How do we partition agriculture for make it efficient? I don't talk about
take money in a World Bank.
That coastal land. You hear me? I don't talk about that coastal land. We can make them a specialist area for produce rice. You go to Tonkolele, what is there that can be produced? Cashew? Specialize in it. You do agricultural
all about specialization, yeah.
Okay? Rotifunk down to Shenge, you have cayenne pepper, specialize in it. Tabala, you can produce tomato, you can produce tea, you can produce dairy, dairy products, specialize in it. Create jobs by allowing the private sector to come in and participate with the people. We say we learn tenure system wrong and a lie. We not sabi use our learn tenure system. But I know they talk because if I talk and then they go misuse them. Who that want to call me? I will show you how we use we learn tenure system. We have to start thinking in Sierra Leone.
My brother,
we don't think. That's why everything is wrong with us.
Where you want to go trust money? You don't need trust money in a World Bank. World Bank, they give bad value. You still a good day. You still a good day. Then they put conditionalities that will make you fail, but you still a good day. You don't go find alternative. Now, because China don't available.
Think you go find alternative.
China don't available. Now they only go. But there are other places you can go. Go. My brother, let me close for today. You know. Family.
Before we go there, let we tell we family them. Let them try for beef up out and they share and subscribe to the network. This, we're not a kind for can't talk about politicians. As far as Mohammed Boijalo Jamburia is concerned, politicians are not relevant to me. They become only relevant when I see them as people who can make change happen. Okay? We're not a time for talk about politicians. We're the time for tell the people them what in the need for know. Let them able begin build themselves up from grassroots upwards. But some of this knowledge, when you have it, you're able to sit down and say, oh, I'm not being to do this right. Let do and so. How we go come together? How we go do this? All that will they bring them on the table. Una help we, let we help una. Everything begins with the proper idea, the proper knowledge. Then we can go the next stage for fund the funds them. But if we don't have the idea, you put funds, it's throwing water on ducks' back.
Totally.
So now help we, let we build up this conversation, let we take on to the next level. As a matter of fact, the more people and they see we, the more the internationals and they listen to we, the better then we'll begin to say people that don't think properly in Sierra Leone, they'll put more assistance there. But if they see we every day they can't see on the customer that be in an escoma, then go say them people they're not serious. They're left there out and this so.
Obviously, we're not serious.
So this is my last word for today. Sorry today we start late because we've been getting a lot of challenges with the software, and I don't know what the reason for that, but not to outside interference anyway. Maybe now my computer overloaded because I know the gear and blow. I will find out the reason against next week. We'll go meet up back. And I thank you for listening to the nonsense where they talk. Me all tell na nonsense how they talk. Oh, Jesus Christ, we been there na nonsense. He be they talk, they run at and then go kill him. Now then they go pray to and then they make pastor gently. Now they continue pampo. Not to that we want for now. We want law, we all gently. Law dance together. We even think come within our village, we sing man, then all man dance. Now that we want. But if we not want that, okay, it's up to una. We go do we own. So una, thank you for listening to me.
Plenty, thank you to una. Me and my brother with it to una. Now we say tata. We go see una Naya, the same place, the same time next week Friday. And
Una good night.
The way we una subscribe, now go encourage we follow we double the program and bring for una more juicy facts them. We una go like for nobody una self for make we all go get this confidence where we need for make we able be better Sierra Leoneans. Famulem, as I say, now we come, now we they go. Una tata.